This podcast was produced on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation.
Welcome to Australia.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
This is kind of tragic.
Someone who is such a connoisseur of reality television.
The content is hideous.
So sorry about this. Oh my God.
This is The Cringe is Real, a reality TV recap podcast that probes the notion of the Australian culture cringe. I'm Sam Cremian, and I still choose to believe that Sally called Gina a wog bitch. I'm back for week 2 of recapping the Real Housewives of Sydney reboot, which airs each Tuesday on Binge. My guest this week is the outrageously talented actress, writer and producer Maria Angelico. Maria is best known for her lead role in the Channel 10 miniseries Sisters, and more recently on our screens as the iconic hair and makeup girly Cheryl in the ABC's The Newsreader. She's also an incredible theatre maker and one of the funniest people I know. Maria Angelico, welcome to The Cringe is Real.
Hi, Sam. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. So what's got you cringing this week?
Okay, there's a few things, but I hate to say it. Actually, no, I don't hate to say it. The whole discourse around Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, I don't know what it is. And usually I'm like any pop culture news injected into my veins.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. But there's something about this Will and Jada thing I do not care for. I don't want to hear about it.
How is it still relevant again? That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
The cycles of it. It's like we don't hear about it for like months. And then like new information surfaces. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. We're getting drip fed
Yeah.
And for some reason, actually, I don't mind being drip-fed things. But with this, I just don't care for it. I have no time for it. I'm sorry, Jada. I'm sorry, Will, but enough. I've had enough.
Now, so I've just finished watching The Newsreader Season 2.
Thanks.
Great show. Loved it. Cheryl,
Yes.
icon. If I was a reality TV producer, Cheryl would be gold. She started all of the rumours and nastiness.
Mm-hmm. Look, I wouldn't say she started it, but she definitely didn't stop it.
She was the catalyst.
I mean, as a makeup artist, you are privy to very personal moments and conversations. And also Cheryl, she often doesn't think before she speaks. She's just a chatty gal. She loves a chat.
And she's
she loves
happy
small
to be
talk.
there.
Happy to be there. She doesn't think, I'm not saying she's shallow, but she doesn't think too deeply about things. So it's just easy to kind of socially spring leaks in that way.
How do you think Cheryl would feel about the Real Housewives of Sydney?
I think she'd think they were amazing.
Yeah.
I think
aspirational.
She'd be absolutely. I think I think Kate would kind of scare her a bit, but I think in a way that Helen Norville on the Newsreader scares Cheryl but also inspires her. So I think she would think she's amazing.
Let's get into Sydney though. How are you finding this season so far? Any high level thoughts?
I am absolutely thrilled.
Yes.
I am so, even when I heard Sydney was coming back, I was excited.
Yeah.
But to see the promos, those drone shots, they've really upped the
it's
ante.
hot. It's expensive.
Slick. It feels like we're like on par with the rest of the Real Housewives universe. And I'm loving it. I feel like we've got some great carryover champs from season 1.
Carryover champs.
But we've also got like really great new characters. It feels well balanced.
Good casting.
I'm just loving it. I'm so deeply excited and obsessed, and I'm proud. I have a group chat. I have a group chat with some girlfriends, all Real Housewives girlfriends, and I was the first to watch Sydney in the group, and the first thing I wrote was, "It makes me proud to be Australian."
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed too. See, episode 1, I was a little bit worried. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of like, oh shit, are we going to... Because obviously season 1 was so chaotic.
Yeah.
I thought, are they going to keep a bit of that? And then I thought, oh no, they've gone too far the opposite direction.
Too genuine,
but
too sincere.
Already, episode 2, shit's hitting the fan.
Yeah, we're
They're
fine.
getting into it. This episode, we've got slut shaming, lesbian accusations, a pregnant model, and the return of the skinny bitch.
Oh my God, I'm so happy.
The skinny bitch was my favourite character from the first season.
Yeah, that's actually my favourite
Yeah.
episode.
The skinny bitch.
Carcass out. No.
Carcass is out. So the episode begins and we have a previously on, which was quite chaotically edited.
It was.
I was like, what the fuck? We had Chrissy's daughter, Milana. Getting ready for the fashion show, or talking to Dee Dee about the fashion show.
We love Dee Dee. Well, I love Dee Dee.
Dee Dee and Chrissy have had the same work done to their faces, but
it's stunning.
It's great.
It's great. Like mother, like daughter. And this, like previously on, is voiced by, I think it's Nicole. It has to be Nicole.
Yeah.
And I want her voice.
Previously on the Real Housewives of Sydney.
So good.
Yeah,
It's so like previously with my daughter's fencing. That is not her voice.
The fencing, fuck off.
It's a real deal. When I saw the fencing, I think that's what made me really excited about Sydney and being like legit.
Yes.
There's something about fencing feels real rich. You know, it feels like the real deal.
Plus, they're all spruiking their daughters this season.
Yeah,
already. So
we're going Yolanda.
We are. Everyone's trying to like. We even have a Gigi. Carolyn's daughter, who was interesting. And then we've got Milana, Chrissy's daughter, who's become a main character. I love Milana sounds like a truck driver. Kind of like Chrissy. She looks gorgeous and then she opens her mouth. She's like, hey, Dee Dee, I'm doing fashion week this year. I'm doing fashion week, Dee Dee. I was like, wow.
They're breezy girls, you know. And I think that's what makes Chrissy so lovable is that she's kind of like...
Yeah.
She's up there. She's a
Chewbacca.
double babe, but she's got her feet planted in Brisbane, and it's like it's really comforting.
That should have been her tagline.
Yeah.
I may be a double babe, but my feet are firmly planted in fucking Brisbane.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, love that. And she's got a real husky voice. Do you think she's a smoker?
Maybe back in the day when she was a
I
model.
reckon
her
after a
and Dee Dee.
few shardies before bed, I can see some ciggies on the patio vibes.
I'd have a cig with Chrissy.
Love her.
So we get a recap of the porn star comment. Chrissy saying that Carolyn looks like a porn star, which, let's be real, it seems like Carolyn does not actually care about this, but they're pushing it anyway.
Yeah, they're really making something. There was a point in this episode where I was like, okay, we're done with that storyline.
I think we put it to bed at the end of this episode.
I think so.
And we also get Kate revealing that Chrissy pretended not to know her as well.
And so that's it. That excited me because I was like, oh, we're going to explore that.
Yeah, that I'm more excited about because that seems like a deeper cut and like that kind of thing.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves when I've met people and they act like they haven't met me.
Oh, I fucking hate it.
The worst.
I've actually like...
Call people out?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I need to have a few drinks first, but I'll call someone out. I'll be like,
and if you do it in a nice way, like, hey, we have met.
We did meet. And then they always go, where? And you're like, oh, now it's embarrassing. I'm telling the story.
I weirdly have that happen to me a lot because I'm on TV a lot, but I'm like not famous.
Sure.
So people think they've met me before. They're like, we've met before. And I never want to say, it's because I'm on TV. So I just kind of play along. Yeah. So it's always, anyway, it's a thing. But when you definitely know that you've met and they're acting like they haven't, the worst.
Annoying. The taglines.
Stunning.
Anyone's in particular that stand out?
I mean... Wait, what's Victoria's again?
Victoria's is progress is always better than perfection. It's good, but it's a bit too considered.
Hers sticks with me because also she's so perfect. I
fucking love her.
I think she's a front runner for my fave for this season. I love 100%.
She's always dressed like a 4-year-old girl. Yeah,
like she loves like a pretty little tutu. She loves a tutu. She loves a tutu fur, and I love the 2-year-old thing is right. It's like, you know, when a little 2-year-old dresses themselves and they like love what they're wearing.
And they want to wear a tutu.
And I think that's aspirational. Oh my God, the fashion police are coming for us right now. There's a siren in the background.
Stop.
I love her tutus. Also, they're a low cut tutu. They're a hip tutu.
Yeah.
She's
she
Y2K'ing it.
She's got a banging bod too. And
true.
I also love that she refuses to talk about her kids. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that.
So then we get this weird mash-up montage of like 6 different things. Nicole's getting a pedi with her daughter.
Oh, that her daughter that says pedicure no polish. Yeah. Which really stuck with me because
carcass is out.
It's like clearly something she gets all the time, but I'm like, that's why you never hold the polish. Well, no. I mean, I wouldn't because that's the whole reason anyway. She must have fabulous
I thought that was
nail
weird too.
beds on her feet.
Then Sally on a park bench with her sister, Snooze. Then
Kathy Sam.
then Dr. Kate playing with some dogs.
Yeah.
Then we get the first proper scene, which is Terry and Carolyn catching up for a drink.
Oh, that's
They
right.
walk in, they're like, mwah, mwah, mwah. So when you talk about Terry's accent, it's wild. She's
love
like, oh,
Terry. She has this way of
look at you.
Yes.
Oh, look at you. Mwah,
she
mwah.
loves over accentuating things, and she also loves a blazer just draped over the shoulder.
With those tits that she
Stunning.
claims are natural.
They are. They
You
are.
think so?
No,
Okay.
as a breast owner myself,
good,
I can
'cause I
declare
can't talk to that.
they're soft naturals, and I
they're
love them.
great.
They're great. Yeah, she just got a good push up bra.
Terry says to the
Sorry, Terry, if you're listening.
Terry says to the camera, it's not acceptable to judge someone for the size of their... And then there's a very pregnant pause. And then she goes, breasts
Stunning.
or anything else. And I'm like, have you seen this show before, Terry? Because it is acceptable to judge someone on pretty much everything
I
on
think
this
that's
show.
what it's all about. Do you think, Terry? I feel like Terry's going for like the Kyle Richards of this season.
Yes.
And I think she's got a good chance.
Yeah.
She's kind of the one that I know that we're only a couple of episodes in, but she's bringing everyone together.
Yeah.
She's a little bit like in everyone's pocket. She hasn't
Does
said
that make
anything.
Minnie Mauricio?
Boo? I hope so.
We'll see if he's going to be on it more.
We'll see. We need.
yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Then Carolyn tells us that her 15-year-old daughter taught her about the concept of body shaming. So she's going to run with that one now.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've been body shamed. Which
Yeah.
I don't know if she has been, because the
Well,
porn star comment, it wasn't
is-
directly about the boobs. They're just assuming that's what it's about.
And
right?
also, like, they're choosing to have attach shame to porn. And I'm like, sex work
100%.
doesn't have to be shameful.
Exactly.
I don't see it as a shameful
Exactly.
profession. So they're choosing to take that as an insult rather than a compliment or just a comment.
Well, I still think everyone else in the cast is more offended by it than Carolyn. So they
Yeah,
should
and
probably all let it go.
Is it Caroline or Caroline?
I don't know.
I'm going to say Caroline. But she has also this like saying that look, I love her, but
It was rough this week.
The one, she said it a few times now. I have two looks. They're either homeless or hooker
It was,
or something
no,
like
so
that.
the first time she said homeless or high-end hooker. And
yeah.
then this episode she says homeless or high-end or something like that.
Yeah,
and
I think she is with the rest of
backpedaling.
the audience. I think we're all second guessing that phrase, and hopefully that's the last
little
we
promo.
hear of it. It's
not the
quite
most problematic thing
problematic.
she says this week, but
True.
we'll get to that. Then we cut to one of the first of what felt like 1,000 scenes of Chrissy and Milana going to an audition for Fashion Week. Fashion Week.
Obsessed. I think that the producers of this show must have a really good deal with the Queen Victoria building because
Yes.
the brunch.
I thought it was in
For
the Queen,
those of you
the
aware,
QVB.
yes, the brunch is also.
It is a stunning building.
It's a beautiful
But
building.
still-
I love that building. It works well on the show. But I just realised that her fashion audition catwalk is
Yeah.
on the mezzanine of the same
Yes.
building that brunch was
was
at.
at last week. They probably
Yeah.
shot it at the same time.
Yeah.
Good pickup.
Yeah, well, that's me. I'm a film industry gal, so you're gonna get some BTS
Some real
stuff.
insights. Chrissy says two lines here that actually have me cackling.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was, "Oh, once you go black, you never go."
Classic Chrissy move.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow."
We love that.
Then she kind of had to justify that one to the audience, like, "Oh, my daughter, we talk about sex. We're cool. I'm not like a regular mum. I'm a cool mum." And then she goes, "Oh, how embarrassing. I'm sweaty. I'm enormous. It's an audition for my daughter. I'm here. I'm in the way." I was like,
She was really, you could tell she
self-aware
was
queen.
really actually nervous though.
Yeah.
Which it kind of endeared me to her. I really liked how intense she was. She takes up, I think she's one of those people, and I know people like that and I love them for it, but they can be quite abrasive at first. The more nervous and insecure they are, the louder and bigger they
Yeah,
are. And
I do that.
Yeah. She takes up like all this room. And so at first I think she gets people on the wrong side.
Totally.
But I think it's actually just when she's nervous.
You're
Because
right.
she was doming that
You're
space
so
with
right.
the whiskey and the
Oh, and
poor
the skinny
shopkeeper
bitch.
standing there like Just go
She does
away.
dom a space. She walks
She
in
does.
and she's immediately
Yeah.
like Chewbacca style
Yeah.
all over it. I can relate because if I'm a bit anxious, I just start putting my foot in it as well.
Yeah,
and I just make the
100%.
most. I go straight for the most like elephant in the room comment.
But that's
inappropriate.
Yeah.
Then we go back to Carolyn and Terry's drinks, and I gotta say, note to the editors: can you please calm down? When trying to recap this show, fuck, it's hard
There's a
because they
lot.
jump between scenes. They give us like 2 minutes, not even, and then they're like back to the anyway.
I do like it in regards to like maybe it's just in the first couple of episodes they're kind of holding our hands a little bit
They
just
are,
to refresh
but they're
it.
jumping
I appreciate
around
it,
a
but
lot.
it is a lot. It's a little different format.
Yeah, it is
usual.
different from the
Yeah.
US ones.
Yeah.
So we're back now at Carolyn and Terry's drinks.
Stunning.
And they're still kind of like blowing smoke up each other's asses. Like, oh, they're like, I only like intelligent women because
I love
stupid
that.
is dangerous, says Carolyn.
Yeah. It's a really intelligent thing to say.
Isn't it? Only intelligent people. Terry says Carolyn is philosophical.
Well, that's because she's a burner. She's been to Burning Man. She's changed. There's nothing I love more than a divorcee that's gone to Burning Man. I'm so happy for her.
Then, of course, to prove that they're intelligent women, we cut to a scene about them talking about motorboating.
Yeah, which is, and to be honest, I don't know if it's the actor in me, but I'm so aware sometimes when I remember that they're being filmed and then I'm aware that they're aware.
Yes.
Like I think Carolyn said something like, I think she was talking about like giving a raspberry, but she said a blueberry.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Carolyn's really conscious of the cameras.
know.
You can her whole body is like
Yeah.
poised in this way where she's like facing the camera.
Yeah.
When she walks into the party later, she's kind of like
She's
putting on a
really-
show.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
are you really like that all the
yeah,
time?
and I love that about her because
Yeah.
what did she say? When you walk in a room and if no one turns around, you walk
Oh,
out and enter again.
that-
Like she's very aware of how she's
No, she said you
received.
turn around, you go home and you put on a different outfit and you try again. I'm going to do that.
I love that. Put that on my tombstone.
Then we get back to the catwalk lesson, which soz Milana, but little bit of work required here.
I actually can't. She's a minor. We can't, Sam. We can't.
Is she a minor? Is she, how old is
She's
she?
15.
Oh, fuck, all right.
Well, no, love and light.
Love and light.
But like, it's like, I'll put that on Chrissy for like signing the waiver to let
Yeah.
her daughter do that. And it's giving, I don't know if you're a Kardashian watcher.
Yeah.
Okay, it's giving like, I don't know what season it was. It was Keeping Up when Kendall first did, when Kim
Yes.
took Kendall to like a go-see.
Yeah.
And like Kendall
It's
had a
just
meltdown.
whoring her out.
It's
Sorry.
It's that, it is. It's that like pushing, like obviously Milana wants to do it and following her mother's footsteps. That's me trying to do Chrissy.
Oh,
She wants to follow in my
if there was a
footsteps.
skinny bitch in this joint, I would have murdered it.
She's walking well.
I'm a nervous wreck.
I just felt so sorry for
Yeah.
Milana, but at the same time, I was like gunning for her because I wanted her to do well. I wanted her to relax those elbows.
Yeah.
I wanted her to use those hips in a feline way, you know?
Then we get probably my favourite scene of the episode, Kate's date.
Oh my God.
Who the fuck was this bloke and where did they find him?
This is TV
This
at
is
its
amazing.
finest. Kate looked hot. That dress.
Kate looked really hot.
When she's walking up the steps, I was
Improvement
like,
from last
yes,
week.
Kate.
Mm.
Yes, Kate. It was like a green meshy thing.
Yeah.
Her body looked great. She looked gorge.
I thought she was going to fuck the bartender.
Well, there was a vibe there, right?
The-
Not that we
and he
saw
was hot.
I don't remember what
He
he
was
looked
like
like, but I
English.
remember her energy was giving.
She was flirting with the bartender before the date arrived. And I
Interesting.
was like, Kate.
Maybe she does that thing that I do when I have a crush on someone or I'm into someone. I'm kind of rude to them and I put my attention on the person near them.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe
Yeah.
she was doing that.
Oh, totally.
But yes, this guy fucking sucked.
He was terrible. Also, the most Sydney thing I think I've ever heard in my life was, I'm not drinking because I've got PT at 6 a.m.
Stunning.
I was like, why go on a fucking date then?
Yeah, look, to be honest, I'd be a little relieved because sometimes drinking on dates stresses me out.
True, but
gotta
you need
have
one. Just have
You gotta
one.
have one to just
And
take
also, who
the
wants an
edge off.
alcohol-free Negroni? Isn't that what he
Yeah,
gets?
yuck.
Gross.
I don't know. This guy just sucks on, like, he sucked so much and then he brought up Joe Rogan and I was like, okay. Like,
And
come
we're
on.
done. And he also, So he's been trying ice bath. Did I hear this correctly?
Yeah.
Something about the inner little bitch?
Yeah, so
Or did he say inhibitions? Did he get the word inhibition wrong?
Fact is, he hates women.
He hates women.
He hates women. And look, I've been told by a therapist once that small men were dangerous, and he's really perpetuating that. He did hate women. He kept talking about harnessing his little bitch inside, and then he corrected himself. He said something like, "I'm like a whiny little girl. I mean, person." And it was like,
what
whoa.
the fuck?
It was kind of, to be honest, it was amazing.
It was actually
everything
great.
you want in a date scene. It was like deeply like
Deeply
triggering.
cringe.
And he was awful, but also it's like kind of real, like cis straight men like really fucking suck most of the time.
Yeah.
Particularly on like a
Here
first
I am thinking
date.
it's an actor, but it's literally just
that's
any
real.
bloke
I hate to
on the
break
street.
it to you,
Yeah,
Sam.
fuck.
It's bad out there.
Kate uses probably the best excuse to leave a date ever. I have to go feed my cats.
Yeah, she handled it great.
Yeah.
She handled it
With
really
poise.
great with poise.
Points. You're winning points for me with that one, Kate. All right, next scene is Nicole, Victoria and Terry, this cracked me up too, driving to the spice market.
Oh my God.
Which
Terry?
was just a fucking like it was like Mediterranean wholesalers.
It
was the suburbs.
Yeah,
so that's
it
why they were all
wasn't- it
freaking
wasn't
out
like-
because they had to leave the eastern suburbs.
It wasn't like,
they were like going west.
McCoppins or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But Terry in the back seat in like
Oh.
there's something about Terry in this whole scene in the car and the supermarket that is so heavenly. Like she just has no idea.
Where are we going?
Yeah, like I don't know spices.
I don't know what sumac is.
Oh, it's just
Why would I? Okay, hello. If it was a Prada handbag.
She's really trying. She's really trying to keep up with the girls in the front seat, and I love it. And there's something that feels like, even though she's not, it feels like she's in a booster seat in the back.
And then Victoria says, the last time I tipped was on my yacht charter in the south of France.
Stunning.
Fucking queen.
And you know what? It's
Queen.
it's so housewivey and it seems so scripted, but Victoria, we know it's real. It's
also
stunning.
brings it right back to Australia when she's like, oh, I don't tip anywhere.
So good.
I was like, yes.
So
She's like, why
good.
would you do that?
Yeah,
I don't
beautiful.
Tip. We don't have to do that. I was like, good on you.
Can we talk about Nicole's hair for
Please.
a minute? It's so like this Buffon. She does a lot of Buffon,
Yeah.
like 1960s, like go dancer.
Yeah.
And it's subtle, but just it's something that I can't seem to look away from, and I just think it's worth mentioning.
She has a very unique style to her.
She does.
It's not my preference of style.
Well, it's her, you
but
know, and I think that's what we love.
She looks rich.
She looks rich.
There's
and,
no doubt about
and
that.
I feel like she's found a look and she goes, this is me. And
Also-
she doesn't change it. Like she's got
Yeah.
a bit Rinna. Like she's just had her
Well,
look and she
they're
keeps
both
it
getting
forever.
the Alex Perry looks.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, because they do the Alex Perry montage later of all the looks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not his best work. Like, I think his stuff is amazing. But I guess it was a different time. It was like whenever she was Miss Australia.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm ready for some more amazing Australian like red carpet designers.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Do you think we're going to get a reunion this season?
yeah.
You think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they didn't do one
Do you think Alex
on
is
the
going to host
last
it?
Melbourne season,
Well,
did they? But
because
that was a bit shit.
I feel like everyone just down tools.
There was
and
nothing to
walked
talk
away.
about anyway. After
Yeah.
Angeli.
I still would have loved it, to be honest. That is heartbreaking, devastating. But I think there will be with this one. It feels more formal. It feels like everyone's got it's like a real show.
I'm really tempted to skip this next scene, but we can talk about it. Sally and her sister
Oh my
going to a warehouse to look at some packaging of
Sam,
skincare.
you're forgetting we always need the kind of like anchor. We always need the anchor
The
in
chica.
the chica, the fucking the
Okay, here's my issue. She seems lovely, but I just need to understand. She's acting like she's doing charity work. She's got a skincare brand.
She's got big charity energy.
But
she's like she's
owning
a charity
company's
girl.
not charity.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's her whole persona. It's like she's the charity girl. Look, I'm not I'm not like a Sally apologist here, but I'm also
seems like it,
saying,
Maria.
but I'm just saying we need her to balance. We need to see, like, we need the scenes with her to realize what we want.
Yeah, I'm going to need some drama from Sally.
I think it's
soon.
coming, and I think she'll be good. She's kind of giving Garcelle. Like, I think she's going to be
she
the one
is.
that, even though Garcelle, like, pisses me off in Beverly Hills sometimes, because I'm like, stop being so, like, sincere and serious, and can we just be silly?
The trailer for the next season, it looks like she's the drama, which
But they bring it, sometimes they bring it in, and they, like, it's kind of fun to have someone that's a bit more normal.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Sally seems like a lovely person,
Yeah.
but I don't want lovely people.
What
in
were
this
they
show.
doing in that warehouse? Why were they there?
They went and looked at a box, like she's getting some skincare products made. They went and looked at it, and then the sister gives some good advice, which is stop doing so much. Get some you time. You just need some you time. Have a spa day.
There's something so, like, I was like...
on camera.
It was so on camera. It was like... And it's beautiful and sincere, and, like, I get it. And obviously, like, Sally was for real moved, but there was something...
Sally planned that shit.
So
the producers said, what do you want your scene to be? And do you know what she said? She went, all right, I work really fucking hard. I'm a busy
This is a vulnerable
bitch.
moment.
So
yeah.
what I want on camera is I want my sister to tell me that I'm working too hard and I
And
don't
we're
care
bringing
about
it
myself.
down to earth, surrounded by boxes, unlit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
they
buying
in
it.
high-vis vests. They probably weren't, but it felt like they were. Yeah.
There was forklifts.
Yeah, look, not my favourite scene, but necessary.
No. Then we go back to the spice market. Victoria says, I feel like I'm back in Marrakesh.
Oh, that...
Back on my charter yacht.
That's a sound grab that I just... Marrakesh.
Marrakesh.
Stunning. Yeah.
Back when I was in Marrakesh, riding horses bareback through the plains of Marrakesh. Then they try and list all the spices. Terry sucks at it.
Terry tries.
She David.
You can see the point where she goes, I'm going to guess them, and the point where she's like, I'll admit I don't know. And
Yes.
I loved that.
She
She's
goes,
like, I don't know
okay.
spices. I just don't know them.
She was like, all right, you've had your fun.
I also loved the woman in the, there's like this little woman that kind of catches herself in frame. Like this poor, just like Middle Eastern shopper that just
It's my
didn't want to be
dream,
there.
Maria, is to just
be in the BG.
Just be somewhere in the BG while they're filming. And then they don't have enough time to realize that I'm like proper photobombing. Like
Stunning.
Anyway, yeah,
I can
it's
see
my
you
dream.
really thriving in that environment.
Just like staring, eyeballing the camera. Then we go to Carolyn and Kate at Carolyn's place having a glass of wine.
Oh, yeah. What does it say on the wall in neon?
It says
It
something
says-
on the wall in neon.
It says, this is the place. Stunning.
And it's one of those neon signs where it changes colour gradually. Real
Obsessed.
classy.
She would have full party lighting setting on her iPad.
The Byron Baes energy that Carolyn exudes is...
It's stunning.
It's
so necessary in a Melbourne housewife. Like, I feel we are yet, because that's such a particular echelon of housewifery that we have yet to
Did you
really
watch Byron
tackle.
Baes?
Of course I did.
Fuck,
It
that
was
good.
so good.
Maybe I should do a little mini episode
God.
about Byron Baes. Oh, if
Oh
they
my
bring it
God.
back, I'll definitely be covering
think
it.
they
That
are.
show was
I don't think
fucking
they are.
top tier.
It was
I'm gonna do a
You know, I follow them
retrospective.
all on Instagram.
Oh my
now.
god, the one. What's his name? The one with the lips, the plastic surgery.
The one with the black. Oh, Jade.
Jade.
Jade. Is it Jade?
Yeah.
Jaden? Jade.
Something
I think
like
it's Jade.
That person is
Heaven.
heaven.
That person.
Give that person a show.
Give that person a show.
Binge
Did you see
someone.
them in Bali recently?
Oh.
Fuck me.
Yes, all my
Stunning.
followers might live in Turkey. That's because I've got a big following there and I didn't purchase them at all. Anyway,
Obsessed.
we'll say that for when I
But
cover
yeah, just
that.
really glad that we're getting some Byron crossover.
Oh,
Yeah.
love that. Where are we? So they're having wine. They start to... This was weird.
What were they talking about?
So
I can't even remember.
First, they're like, what do you think of the group of girls? Because they're kind of framing it as like they're new to the group.
It's a bit us against them,
yes.
which is always a great
They're
housewife.
putting themselves there, though, I feel.
Yeah, but I feel like Kate's that kind of girl.
Yeah. So Kate goes with a smile on
Kate's
her
a bit
face.
like, I'm not like the other girls.
Well,
girl.
yes, but then she goes, "Oh, the group was so like warm-hearted and lovely," and I'm like, "Is she being sarcastic?"
No, she was for real. I
It
think she
felt
was pleasantly
really
surprised.
fake.
Interesting.
Well, because then the next sentence is like, "Oh, but then she didn't remember me from the clinic, and she called you a porn star." So I'm like, "Why are you saying that they're lovely women?" I thought I was really confused by the edit here.
Interesting. I think she was like, maybe she'd kind of gotten to a point where she was like, I'm letting it all go. But then Caroline, you know, she'd known that for a while. But then Caroline, she really anchored on to that.
Then we get, can I invite you to perform Kate's impersonation of Chrissy at the vet clinic?
Stop. To be honest, Kate needs a Logie. It was great. Amazing.
She's like, excuse me. Can you wrap this up? I've got to be at lunch.
No, she was like,
what's wrong with my dog?
And the vet's coming over, and she's got anal glands.
She's got anal glands all over her body. She's covered in anal.
We know that Chrissy has, that's her thing. So I'm believing it. Well, she talked about anal glands when she first met
brings it up at every
Kate.
opportunity.
I think that's her go-to gag with vets. And so it kind of checks out. And then she was like, oh, my dog's sick. What? I got to go to lunch. Which,
yeah.
Look.
Do you believe it?
I think Kate is... I think there's truth to it, and then Kate's really run with it a little bit. Yeah. Like I think Chrissy.
That was a great to camera moment though.
Oh, it was.
I was like, thank you.
It really. Kate's really good in her talk to cameras.
Yep, she's doing it.
She's like, we really get that inner monologue going, and it's really fun. It's really good. But I think Chrissy probably wasn't that mean, or maybe Chrissy has that thing where I don't think she realizes how awful she is to other people. So I think she
thinks it's all a bit of fun, and unfortunately some people get rubbed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because she's pretty like alpha.
She's got mean girl energy.
Yeah. But if you're
in like
if
a
you're
fun
in
way.
on the joke, if you choose to just take it as fun, she's fun.
But
if you're offended, it's all over.
Yeah. You gotta and look, some of my best friends have that energy and I love it. But it's like
it can be a lot.
It can be a lot. Oh, fucking that reenactment was good.
It was good.
It was really good.
Then we get previously on Australia's Next Top Model, the fashion show for Milana.
Oh my God.
So Chrissy was going on about the wobbly shoes that she was given.
We didn't even see the shoes. What were the shoes?
My inner Tyra Banks was like, suck it up, girl.
Yeah. Well, that's
back in my day,
yeah,
we didn't have anything. We had to go and go-sees. We didn't have.
Well, yeah, I just had my shoes in my bag.
Yeah, I just had my shoes in my threw them on. I'm like, the kids these days, they've got it too good.
They do. You know what I really love, and I just remembered, is like in this version of Real Housewives, we get a lot of like walking in, like walking into the bar, walking into the date, walking into Fashion Week, like these kind of like slow-mo, like pans. Tracking shots.
It's because it's the same.
It's really good
production company as Australia's Next Top Model. Do you remember
that? Binge really know how to capture someone walking.
Yeah, in a large warehouse situation.
In an industrial environment. Yeah. Also, Chrissy's dress was good. That like latex brown.
It was hot.
It was hot.
Dee Dee looked good too in her first wife, like Pearl. She looked very like quite regal.
Regal, great.
Dee-Dee.
Good blow waves, Dee Dee.
Oh, Dee Dee's hair was
on point.
Then we cut back to... Oh, no, then we cut to, for the first time, Nicole's Arabian Nights dinner. Fuck me. She knows how to put on a spread. That was the most beautiful table setting.
It was amazing. Setting. The pomegranate.
The pomegranate.
There was a sliced tomato, though, that didn't belong.
Yeah.
It was not good.
It looked like a fruit and veg basket.
It did, yeah. But
the floral arrangement, stunning.
And you know that tzatziki tasted fucking sick.
The salads all covered in sumac and stuff.
Stunning.
Yum.
And also... I'm always obsessed in Real Housewives when there's like a party or an event and they hire staff. I'm always obsessed with the staff. Like you know how she was running through like the running order to the staff?
Yeah.
Nicole is so on it. She was saying she wrote in red when you have to put the food in the oven, like what time? I'm like,
do you know what she says at the start of it to camera? I don't find it stressful to host a party. But that's because I'm super organized.
Yeah.
But with no, like just...
Yeah, there's no sass in that. That's just facts.
Yeah.
I feel for those staff. I feel like they were like, can you imagine just rocking up being like, yeah, I'm just serving food at this dinner. And then getting this like 3-page document with like highlighted colored time codes. It was a lot.
She must be a Virgo because she's a woman after my own heart. I'm like, yes.
We all needed Nicole in our lives, to be honest.
We do.
Yeah.
Then we do this back and forth now. So we get a bit of the catwalk. Mm-hmm. We get 3 generations of modelling.
Oh, sipping their little champagne.
Sipping their champers. Then we get Victoria arriving at the dinner party. in her little tutu.
Yeah. Yeah, the tutu and the fur. It's full toddler. I think that's what it is, 100%.
It's toddler.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the fashion show and Chrissy tells us there's all kinds of models. There was a beautiful pregnant woman.
The show actually, this is where my, every time Australia does a version of a reality show that's global, I fully cringe because I'm like, oh God, it always feels like this kind of Aldi version.
Yes.
And I was really ready for shit fashion.
I thought it was going to be so shit.
I was
Same.
I didn't want to even look. And then I was like, these are beautiful.
It was actually really
gorgeous.
good. Yeah. And I actually fully am obsessed with the diversity of the models.
Yeah, it was great.
Which we'll get to in a minute, but cannot believe that was a point of contention.
Stunning show.
It was a great show.
Yeah. And to be honest, Milana did a good job.
Milana was good. She looked like she wanted to shit herself a little bit.
A little bit. Well, her family, her grandma's waving at her.
Chrissy's like, oh, Milana, that's me, Chrissy.
But I mean, it'd be hard not to wave. I actually thought about that. I'm like, that would be hard not to smile. She looks so serious, but she pulled it off. If I didn't know she was a child doing her first ever job,
Thanks for reminding me.
I definitely wouldn't have noticed.
Good. Well, I'll just delete all those notes I have about Milana being a little slut.
No. Oh my God, me cancelling all the fun child protection services over here.
Sam, we can't cross the line.
No, we can say whatever we want. This is
well.
Safe
Look, Maria,
space.
I'm all for diversity, but when's too far? When is?
But think of the children.
Think of the children. So now we're back to the party. More people are rocking up.
Oh wait, sorry.
Oh yeah.
I know we did skip the little behind the stage moment with Milana.
Oh yeah.
I felt like Chrissy didn't like the hair and was saying she liked it. The slick back. I think it looked gorge, but I think she wasn't all about it. I think she was like, you look good. You look
really
great, sweetie.
And just remember that this is just the beginning of your career,
I don't
darling.
think she liked it. But I did like that Dee was emotional. That was good.
DD
Anyway, sorry, I had to just
No, it was a
mention
beautiful
that.
moment. 3 generations of delusion all in one.
I want to see all the modelling pics. And Kate's modelling pics.
I want Dee Dee's. Did they show us any of Dee Dee's modelling pics?
No, we'll find them. I'll deep dive.
Wow. So more girls are rocking up. Then we get a little bit of a friend of audition. We meet Angie, Tori, and who was the other one?
Can't remember.
Rami?
Yes, Rani.
Rani. What did you
I'm
think?
a big Angie fan.
I thought Angie had the
Her
most
dress,
promise to be a friend of.
Well, she had big energy. The dress was hot.
This is their moment.
It did give Nicole a run for her money, though, I have to say. That was a bit wow, wearing white to the wedding energy. Actually, all her friends wore silver. It's interesting.
They all wore the same thing. These were just all of Nicole's rich friends from the neighbourhood. But none of them rose to the occasion. I think this is your moment to try and get on the show.
I wonder what goes on the cutting room floor, though.
True, one of them could have had a full...
Yeah,
one of them could have thrown wine at Chrissy or something.
Yeah, one of them could have been a full, Alison from... I keep going back to Beverly Hills. I have watched other franchises. Yeah. But remember Alison Dubois? That was the best...
Do I remember Alison Dubois?
Honestly, we could have gone that level.
You mean the correct... prediction.
You mean God herself.
God,
yeah.
He's never going to emotionally fulfill you. And she was right.
Amazing. But they could have full vaped and told everyone's future. They could have done something.
That huge vape before they were little,
Or maybe a shisha to fit in with the
the theme. Lovely.
Is that Lebanese? I think so.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah. Fits with belly dance.
It's about as Lebanese as Nicole is. So
True.
It's all good. Then we get a really shady comment from Victoria directed at Carolyn walking in her look, where she goes, I loved her outfit. She even managed to cover those enormous breasts, which was a nice surprise.
Victoria's really good at playing nice.
Backhanded
compliments.
compliments.
I mean, that was in her to camera, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it wasn't at anyone. Yeah. So it was but that kind of was nice. I was like, oh, she's got some venom, which is
stunning.
Good. Yeah.
Carolyn says she's going to throw Kate a 40th birthday party, Burning Man theme.
I think this was actually a highlight of the episode for me, because the fear in Kate's face, and then Kate just cutting to Kate's going, yeah, and then we cut to Kate's kind of diary moment, and she's like, I do not want that.
She's
and
like, I just went on a date with a 5'2" man that does ice baths and meditation.
I'm like,
I don't want to be breath
no,
work. Yeah.
red flag.
Breath work. Fuck off with breath work. Yeah.
I mean, to anyone that does breath work, I'm sure it's great, but just can we stop talking about it? Actually, that's
I think the people that do
cringe.
breath work don't talk about doing
True.
breath work. Yeah.
True. Actually, no, I don't know. I can't. But Caroline, it didn't matter what Kate said. Caroline knows what she's doing, and she has an outfit, and she's doing it.
She's doing it.
She's
doing
doing
the
it.
thing.
For Kate / for Caroline.
Yeah. Then Terry and Chrissy rock up.
Oh, yeah.
And a very strange interaction happens here. Chrissy goes, "Oh, Carolyn's trying to tongue pash me, or she's trying to pash me." I was like, "What?"
Chrissy really entered with her mean girl hat on. Like, even when they were entering, and she was like, "I don't want to be the last. I don't want to be the last person at the party." And she like pushed it. "Oh, I'm gonna be first. I'm gonna be first." Like, it's kind of funny and playful, but it's also like there's something like deeply aggressive about it.
Yeah.
And then
to rock
Caroline,
up and just the first thing you do when you rock up to the very lovely, tasteful party is accuse everyone of trying to pash you.
it's a lot.
What?
But there's also something like I like how like dirty and silly she is. Like, I'm obsessed with that. It's just, and then part of me is like, she's got, I wonder how much, I think there's truth in that. Maybe she just wants to fucking bash Caroline. Like, I'm here for that. I'm going to start a rumor. I think Chrissy
You're going to
wants
start
bash
some rumors and
And
nastiness.
I think where it went wrong as well, where it took a weird turn, is that Carolyn, in her like Burning Man energy, would be into that and was kind of energetically like, we could explore that vibe. And I think that's where the joke missed.
Yeah, she tried to like volley with the joke and it just kind of made it weirder.
She's oppositional, and she's also just like, she's got no filter in like the best way.
Well, so now, we're at the moment. So they sit down to dinner, they're talking about the catwalk, and then the discussion about diversity starts, and Carolyn says, I want to see the mix. I could just go to Westfield. Averageness does not need to be celebrated.
Yeah, and it starts because like Chrissy's talking about how like diverse, and everyone's like, this is great. There was diverse models.
Read the vibe, babe.
And I love that Caroline, the way she started talking about it, she goes, oh, is this that diversity thing?
Yeah. You guys talking about that thing that I've heard about?
Yeah. And it just made me, it was such a beautiful moment because I was like, oh, she's really in a bubble. And I love that for her. But God, fucking hell. To say that, like, I mean, it was actually a funny line to say if she wanted to see mediocre, she'd go to Westfield. And
then she, instead of going, oh, yeah, you guys have got a point, she just completely doubles down.
I fucking loved it. It was so good. You know, one friend of that got a good moment, some blonde woman did a like eyebrow raise, like, and that was good.
Yeah,
I was like, I want more of that.
They need more little.
Nicole also said a good thing. She was like, 90% of the women are still like
twigs.
Yeah. Which is totally true.
Nicole won a lot of points from me with how she handled that dinner. I think she was giving hostess energy where she was like,
host.
She was
like, I want her to plan my wedding.
Babe.
I want her to be my mother.
Yeah.
Like, she's
I
so
want her to make
good.
that fatouche and bring it over.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if she was here right now, how happy we would be?
So then the conversation kind of pivots from diversity in the modelling industry, which it was like one strike against Carolyn.
It was bad.
To then it was like, let's turn it to working mums.
How did that happen so quickly?
Because I think they went via social media. So they're all like, all of our daughters are being models. We're all which I thought there was a lot of hypocritical statements in this, considering half of them are whoring their daughters out on this show. But then they're like, oh, but I wouldn't possibly let them go on TikTok. I'm like, oh, please.
Babe, like, look at us now. We're talking. The strangers are talking about them on a podcast.
Exactly.
It is really interesting. I can't weigh in on that because I don't have kids and I'm like completely addicted to social media. But like, it is interesting. Like, mothers are gonna mother, like they're always gonna argue over like how to raise their kids, and that's like what half of this shit is like all about.
But to say that you cannot be a working mum, I was like, really?
That was
you're gonna offend half the room who have done that.
Really she's really against working mums. She really was like,
Very
she was like
old
devil's
school.
advocate in
Yes.
this whole thing. And I did love that she did it, but I don't think it was purposeful. I think she fully just was saying what she thinks. And
I think she enjoys being oppositional.
yeah, and I think she's not someone that needs to please. Like, if people don't agree with her, she doesn't really give a shit.
She's like, you either love me or hate me, whatever.
I love
I don't
that.
even care.
It's really refreshing. It's
It is
really
good.
refreshing, but it's also toxic as fuck.
It's toxic as fuck. I'm glad she stuck to her opinions.
Yeah.
I just think her opinions are
shy.
rubbish. Yeah.
What? And then Kate jumps in, kind of in defense of Caroline,
Yeah.
talking about how she was raised by a working mum, and then said,
My mum was terrible.
yeah, which gasps all around.
like,
It was such a good moment. Literally, like,
Yeah.
Nicole's clutching her like pearls / sparkly Alex Perry, freaking out, like, you cannot say that. And Chrissy was really crushed by that.
But then she kind of backed it up. And look, it's her experience. I think, that's a bit of a shocking statement. But at the same time, I'm like,
I support
own
it.
it. If your parents were terrible, they were terrible. And I think she's really proud that she's a self-made person.
Yeah, and clearly she's like done some therapy and been like,
well,
yeah, my
she
parents.
says no. They,
Chrissy
Chrissy asked her if she's had therapy, and she said,
to be honest, Chrissy, babe, like,
"Pretty.
just because,
you can't ask someone
just
if they've
because
had
Kate
therapy."
states a fact that you don't like, it doesn't mean she needs therapy. Like, Chrissy's like, babe,
look,
have you done? I'm just going. Wait,
Do you want to
hold
do
on.
that?
Kate, have you done therapy about that? Because that seems like something you need to work through. That is so not Chrissy. I'm trying.
It sounds like something you should work through. Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
definitely a dig.
I could give you a good contact.
But you know
at
what
the
that is?
the QVB building. There's a great therapist in there.
On the other mezzanine.
Yeah, that's level 3. We haven't been up there yet.
Oh my god. Okay. I really hope it appears again, that QVB building.
will.
I think Chrissy obviously is getting defensive because she's scared that no one wants to hear that someone can say their mother's bad because
Yeah.
it's like blasphemy. But
But
I
everyone's
think
experience is their experience.
Totally,
You
and
cannot take
also-
that. Yeah.
Kate was just being honest. Maybe she just did have a shit mum, and that's
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing.
Well,
Like, it's
she
not-
refers
I mean,
to
it's a
like
bad
an
thing.
acrimonious divorce that really negatively impacted her
Yeah.
growing up. And then, power to her. And I think it gives me a bit more insight into Kate and
Yeah.
like why she's like so
Love
tough.
that.
And I'm like, I'm warming to that.
I'm warming to that too. I thought it was just a statement, and I
Yeah.
thought everyone could not
Yeah.
handle it.
Then at the exact same time as in the last episode, someone playing a saxophone arrives.
Stop.
I was
Don't.
like, I was like, what the fuck?
Is there like some double coupon deal that
Yeah.
Binge got with saxophonists? Because when I saw the saxophone, I actually
squealed.
screamed.
Yeah. But at least there was also
There was a
some
drummer.
Lebanese drumming. But it was
Did
like,
we have to start with the saxophone though?
I don't think they cross-referenced who they were booking, like what performers they were booking. At least we get a stripper next week.
Do we?
Yeah, on the
my
boat.
God.
Or it's like a
Oh,
topless waiter or
topless waiter,
something.
topless
Yeah.
waiter.
So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, the drumming and the like saxophone was a lot. I did
Yeah.
just them standing around clapping and dancing. I actually always think of it from the musician's point of view.
So
Like, imagine
awkward.
that gig, like rocking up, and there's like 5
Hey.
women in ball gowns that you have to like just stand in a
It's
lounge
like,
room.
do you watch Below Deck?
Yes.
It's like when they like,
Of course I
when
watch
they,
Below Deck.
when they bring over on the tender some like B grade like Maltese celebrity to like perform, or like a drag queen.
Yeah.
And then they just like plonk them on the boat, and then they obviously can't get the rights to the music, so they just play like some royalty free music. It's like
100%.
so bad.
I have to say, my friend Joel Creasy, and I'm encouraging this.
Oh,
now.
just sorry. Let me just pick that
No.
name up off
But
the floor.
he said that Kate
Yeah.
is giving Below Deck energy, and I am here.
She is like she's
She's
Chief
giving
Stew.
Captain Sandy, I
Oh,
think, or Chief Stew, but
Captain Sandy.
and I like literally, it was like,
Oh my god, she got
it's-
Captain Sandy
I
haircut.
can't get it out of my head now, and now we're starting a thing. So there you go. Good.
We have to talk about Chrissy gently suggesting that Kate might be into people that aren't men.
She might be a big gay bow. Is that what she's saying?
Well, I thought it was a stretch. Like the editors did a good job because what she actually said was just, "Oh, well, should we invite some single hot guys to your party, Kate? Do you want me to bring some hot ripped dicks to your party?
Yeah, and then
or
I think,
some other people, or just the girls?
Yeah, I think there was more of an offer, and I think Kate's defensiveness of it actually made it more of a thing.
More or less, yeah. And then they used bits from other cast members. I think Sally, someone else, to the camera goes, "Oh, Chrissy's always making jokes about Kate being a lesbian, but she's not really vibing with the joke." And I'm like, all right, production.
Yeah. There's some
That's a
crafty
stretch
stuff
for me.
going on. Yeah, I do think again it's Chrissy just like saying whatever she wants. She's a little bit of Brandy sometimes.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm really there is like she can just say mean stuff without thinking about it. But I don't think that's mean. I think she was just offering to have a party and like thinking about guests. I think Kate has made up her mind on Chrissy, and just whatever Chrissy says is going to be an insult. She's got her walls up.
True.
But also it's like it's not, even if she is a lesbian, that's not an insult, babe.
I would actually love it if she was.
I would love that. I would love that
she
so
is.
much. I don't think she is either.
I think as well, it seems like the real accusations come up next week, but they're kind of planting the seeds for
I think
us
they're planting
now.
the seeds. And look, we don't know the backstory. Like maybe Kate has had that from other people. I feel like single women in their late
With
30s. Yeah, like I think it's a thing. Like I've got some
like,
friends.
you must be gay then.
Yeah.
Why haven't you got yourself a husband?
Yeah.
A woman without a man.
Yeah, it's
Might
a
as
whole
well not
thing.
even be a woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And that brings us to the end of the episode.
it was a big episode.
There was a lot.
It was a lot.
I'm so excited for next week. What are your hopes and predictions for the rest of the season?
Oh my God. Okay. I think shit's going to go down at Kate's 40th. And by the looks of those mirror ball stickers on her head, I'm already worried about her and what's going to happen. I think that's going to be a moment that's referred to probably for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get some like crossover alliances though. I think like it looks like there's going to be like Kate and like Nicole are going to get close. Or I think we're going to get a bit of like that kind of thing happening. Maybe Caroline and Terry really teaming up. I can see them having a strong relationship.
I like Terry.
I like
wasn't
Terry
expecting
too. I
to.
love Terry. I love her.
She was,
I love her.
good this
I actually
episode.
love all of them. I think they're all really
Me
good.
too.
Yeah, no, but I love all of them. And I also want to just take this opportunity to formally apologize for all of my attempted impersonations.
Same.
I'll work on them. I'll get better. But yeah, I love them. I think, I also can see like some emotional shit happening. Like maybe not like there'll definitely be like daughters moving out, emotional stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I think there'll be like some stuff. Maybe I'd like to see like a Kate vulnerability moment. Caroline.
I think we'll get that.
I hope we get a Caroline vulnerability moment, but we might not.
Maybe.
I don't know. She could be, she's a complex cat, you know? Yeah.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Maria, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Before you go, have you got anything to plug, or where can our listeners find you on social?
Maria Creates Drama is my Instagram handle. You can find me at Maria_Angelico on Twitter/X, but I never really use it.
Yeah.
I'm currently on a bunch of shows around, most recently on Newsreader,
which is on iView. Definitely go watch that.
It's such a great series. It's really good. I'm on a show called Strife that comes out soon on Binge.
Oh.
How exciting.
Stunning.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. What a treasure, what a treat, what a delight to have Maria Angelico here with me. We could have rambled on for days about that episode. I'll be back next week with another surprise special guest. Until then, like, follow, subscribe, send me a DM. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.